Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're going to be diving into the world of AI-powered business analysis.
Which is a mouthful.
It is, but...
An exciting mouthful.
Absolutely. And we're going to be guided by some fascinating training material from DigitalDarwin, which I'm excited to dig into.
Yeah, this stuff is always cutting edge, really practical.
And they don't shy away from the tough questions, which is what we like. And, what really struck me is their use of the term digitally Darwinistic.
Oh, yeah, right?
It sounds kind of intimidating.
It does, a little bit, but it actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so what do they mean by that?
Basically, it's about survival of the fittest in the digital age. But instead of, sharp teeth and claws,
Right.
it's about how well you adapt and leverage AI in your business.
Huh.
Because AI is changing everything.
It's not just a nice to have anymore, is it? It's like, if you're not on the AI train...
You're going to get left behind.
Exactly. And one thing that really drives that point home is the speed at which these AI tools are evolving. I mean, think about ChatGPT, for example.
Oh, absolutely.
It went from 0 to 100 million users in just 1 month.
In 1 month.
Right.
Back in 2023, which just shows you how quickly things are moving.
That is insane. What does that tell you about how businesses are viewing AI now?
Well, it tells me they're not wasting any time. They see the potential. They're jumping in. And for good reason.
Yeah, because the potential is huge, right?
Absolutely. We're talking about automating tasks, getting insights we've never had before, making smarter decisions.
It's like a whole new toolkit for businesses.
Exactly. But it's easy to get caught up in the hype.
It is. It is.
So let's rewind a bit. Okay.
Let's look at how we got here.
Okay, so let's go back, way back.
Way back. Back to 1953.
Back when IBM released its first business computer. Is that where this whole AI revolution started?
Well, it was a major milestone. You could even say it set the stage. I mean, that's when businesses really started getting serious about using computers.
Right.
And that same decade, we saw the foundation for AI being laid. Machine learning, neural networks, all these big ideas were being explored.
So it wasn't like AI just appeared out of nowhere overnight.
Not at all. It took decades of research and development. It's like, think about those expert systems in the 80s.
Oh, yeah. The training material mentioned MyCNN and Dendrol. I'll admit, I had to Google those.
Oh, I did too. But they were a big deal at the time. They were early attempts to automate decisions, like in medicine and chemistry. So they were like the precursors to the sophisticated AI we have now.
Exactly. But instead of being powered by, massive data sets and complex algorithms,
Right.
They relied on rule-based logic. Basically, a set of pre-programmed rules.
So more like a very advanced calculator than a supercomputer.
Exactly. But it was a start, right? And then came the 2000s, the era of big data.
Oh, yeah. I remember when big data became a buzzword.
Everyone was talking about it, and for good reason, too.
Because suddenly businesses had access to more data than ever before.
Exactly. Everything was going digital, and businesses were drowning in data, which led to a surge in new tools and techniques. Data mining, business intelligence.
It was like the Wild West of data.
It really was. Everyone's trying to figure out how to wrangle all this data.
And make sense of it.
And that's where AI started to come into its own. Not just in the lab, but in the real world.
Right, and then 2023 felt like a tidal wave.
It was. With ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini suddenly, LLMs were everywhere, just like the DigitalDarwin material said.
LLMs being...
Large language models, which sounds complicated, but...
It does sound very technical.
It does. But it's actually pretty simple. Imagine a computer program that can understand and generate human-like text.
Okay, so it can have a conversation with you.
In a way, yeah. It can process information, answer your questions, write different kinds of creative content, all based on the massive amounts of data it's been trained on.
Wow. Okay, that makes sense. So it's like it's learned from all this data and now it can communicate like a human.
Exactly. And that's a game changer because now these incredibly powerful AI tools are accessible to everyone, not just tech experts.
And that's what led to that explosion of growth, right?
Exactly. But it didn't stop there. Now we're seeing 2024 becoming the year of AI agents, which are like...
Okay, AI agents, I've heard that term thrown around, but what does it actually mean?
So imagine an AI system that's laser focused on a specific task. Like you could have an AI agent that analyzes market data.
Okay.
Another one that drafts marketing copy based on those insights.
Okay, so it's getting very specific.
Exactly. And then another agent that handles customer interactions, like a chatbot, but way more sophisticated.
Wow. It's like having a whole team of AI experts working for you.
That's the idea. And the DigitalDarwin training keeps mentioning teams of agents. which is basically this concept of having all these specialized AIs working together.
Like an AI dream team.
Hmm.
So compared to these custom AI agents, those online AI tools we were talking about before seem a little basic.
Well, they are more general purpose, and the training material did highlight some limitations of those online services. It's important to be aware of those.
Like what are some of the things we should be watching out for?
Well, one big thing is that they rely on these pre-existing data sets, which, may not be specific enough for your needs.
So it's not as simple as plugging in your question and expecting a perfect tailored answer every time.
Exactly. And there are limitations on how much data you can input, what type of data. So if you're dealing with a really complex business situation,
Right.
these online services might miss some of the nuances.
And what about data privacy? That's something I'd be concerned about with these online tools. You're basically feeding all this information into the AI.
And you don't always know where that information is going. That's a valid concern. And it's something that DigitalDarwin materials really emphasized. These on-off services, they often keep the data you input, which might not be ideal when we're talking about confidential business information.
Right, so if you're dealing with really sensitive data, those online tools might not be the best option.
Exactly. And that's a key advantage of building your own custom AI systems. You have more control over data privacy and security.
Okay, that makes sense. So you're not just relying on some third-party AI. You're building one that's specifically designed for your needs.
Exactly. And that can be a game changer when it comes to making those big business decisions.
Yeah, it's like you're building your own in-house AI department.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not limited to whatever the online tools can offer. You can tailor the AI to your specific needs. And the training really emphasized this idea of making data bankable investment ready.
Okay, bankable investment ready. What does that even mean?
It's a great term, isn't it? And it highlights their focus on data quality. You wouldn't base a major business decision on like a hunch or a feeling.
Right, you'd want to have some solid data to back it up.
Exactly. And not just any data that's accurate, reliable, and that tells a clear story. That's what bankable investment ready means.
So it's like you can take that data to the bank, so to speak.
Exactly. You can be confident in the decisions you're making because you know the data is solid.
Yeah.
And that's really at the heart of why AI-powered business analysis is so revolutionary.
It's about making smarter decisions.
Absolutely. And not just smarter, but faster and more efficient too. AI can analyze massive amounts of data in a fraction of the time it would take a human.
Which frees up humans to focus on, like, the bigger picture stuff.
Exactly. Strategy, creativity, innovation, the things AI can't do yet.
So it's not about AI replacing humans, it's about AI augmenting human capabilities.
Precisely. Think of it like this. We have the intuition, the experience, the understanding of the market, and AI gives us this incredible tool to process information and see patterns that we might otherwise miss.
It's like having an AI co-pilot to help you navigate the complexities of the business world.
I like that, an AI co-pilot. And just like a good co-pilot, it can alert you to potential problems, suggest alternative routes.
And help you reach your destination faster.
Exactly. And the DigitalDarwin training delves into some interesting frameworks for actually putting this into practice. They talk about BABOK and DMBO.
Okay, those sound a little intimidating. Break those down for me.
They do sound a bit technical, but they're really just practical guides for anyone who works with data. BABOK stands for Business Analysis Body of Knowledge.
Okay.
And DMBOK is Data Management Body of Knowledge. And they basically give you a roadmap for how to collect, clean, organize, and analyze your data effectively.
So it's like a step-by-step guide to turn your data into something useful.
Exactly. And the training really emphasizes that these frameworks are not just theoretical. They're meant to be applied in the real world.
So how could someone use these frameworks to, like, improve their own business?
Oh, there are so many ways you could use them to improve your sales forecasting, make your marketing campaigns more effective, even streamline your operations.
It's about working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. And that's what this whole deep dive is all about, right? Using AI to work smarter, not harder. And speaking of working smarter.
Yeah, we are running a little short on time for this deep dive.
We are, aren't we? Time flies when you're talking AI.
It really does. So as we wrap up our exploration of AI-powered business analysis, what's the one big takeaway you want listeners to remember?
Well, we've covered a lot of ground, from the history of AI to the importance of data quality.
We have.
But I think the key takeaway is this. AI is not here to replace us. It's here to empower us.
I love that. It's about amplifying our abilities, not replacing them.
Exactly. It's about working in tandem with AI to achieve better outcomes.
Because ultimately, it's not about the AI, it's about what we do with it.
Precisely. It's about using AI as a tool to solve problems, make better decisions, and create a better future for our businesses and for ourselves.
And that's what Digital Darwin is all about, too, equipping people with the knowledge and the skills they need to thrive in this new era of AI.
Absolutely. It's about being digitally Darwinistic,
Yeah.
adapting and evolving alongside these incredible technological advancements.
And it's about never stopping learning, right? Because this field is constantly changing.
It is, and that's what makes it so exciting. There's always something new to discover, something new to learn.
Well said. Well, a huge thank you to you for joining us on this deep dive. Your insights into the Digital Darwin training materials have been incredibly valuable.
It was my pleasure. Always
Uh-huh.
happy to talk about AI.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. We hope you found this deep dive informative and inspiring. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the fascinating world of AI.